Hey folks, how's it going? I just want to share to this Chrome extension that I built, which is Redub. So Redub is an AI chat assistant for React DevTools. So it's a React DevTools with AI assistance. So if we go to the React Dev developer tools, so this is the React DevTools. So Redub adds an AI capability. So we added to this developer tools an AI chat. So yeah, without further ado, let's do a quick demo. So let's click this, and you're going to get this caution. Just ignore this because I'm a new developer, Chrome extension new developer. So based on my research, this is quite common for a new developer to have to create his or her Chrome extension. So this is my first Chrome extension that I built. So just go to click continue to install, then add extension, and then in the Chrome extension, if you already have React Developer Tools installed, you need to, let's say, enable that one. You need to disable it, and then make sure the Redub is the enabled one. Because it's like I said, Redub is built on top of React DevTools, so it's a React DevTools. So if we have two developer tools enabled, then that could be a problem. So we need to only enable one of the tools, which right now I'm going to enable Redub because that's what we want to use. So we enable that one, and then here the R is built up. This is basically an app that is running on localhost 4000, so it's in running developer server. So it's a calendar. It's a Google-like calendar, right? So renders these columns. Then you can also navigate. Let's go here, and then let's reload it again, and then perhaps that one. Let's go to profiler. In the profiler and also in the components, we can see here a new button. If you click this in the components tab, it shows this AI chat. In the profiler, if you click this button, also renders this AI chat. So in the vanilla React DevTools, there's no AI chat, but in Redub we do have. So this is the only difference in terms of the capability. So for the vanilla React DevTools, doesn't have this AI chat, and Redub has. Before we can use the AI chat, we need to configure the model provider. So let's go here, and here we added a new setting, which is the AI setting. Right now, currently we only support two providers, the Ollama local and then the codec subscriptions. For the other providers like the API keys from Tropic or from OpenAI, we're going to support it in the future. But right now, we only support two providers. So if you want local, just use Ollama if you have installed in your local device. Right now, I'm going to use codec subscription. And then, of course, we need to sign in before we can use it. So let me sign in first here. And then let me open my Authenticator app first. Minimum unit. And then there you go. So let's go back. We need to reload the app again and then open the DevTools. And then now if we go to the setting, it's already connected, meaning we can now use this. So what we're going to do is, let's use the provider tab first. You can see in here, let's say in the performance, if we click here, open an event detail, close it, it's kind of slow. Opening an event detail and closing an event is quite slow, which is not good. If you're the user of the app, you can really feel the slowness. So we're going to use the profiler with this AI, the agent, to help us analyze the performance bottleneck and then give us a suggestion on how to improve the performance. And then that's it. So enable it on. Instruct the provider, and then oops. For doing that one, by the way, we need to go to profiler, make sure the record why each component rendered while profiling, because that data is quite important. And then go to the AI settings. We also added a new timings to track, which is the user interaction events. We use this user interaction events for correlating the user input events to events like the render events or some state update and others, React data. For the user interaction events, we only track the event type and also the timestamp, and that's it. We didn't track the values like the keyboard key press, the value, we didn't track it. So only the event type and also the timestamp. And then let's profile again. Open these office hours and then close it. Quite slow. Then there you go. Before using that AI chat, let's just see this um, data coming from the gathered by the profiler. Okay, so it captured 11 commits. So for this 11 commits, you can see that this first commit we calendar quite slow to render, and then commit 6, that's the same thing, quite slow to render. So as you can see here, if you're not used to using the profiler, this flame graph is quite confusing, and that's basically the reason why we have this, because now, without, of course, you can still use this one if you have experience in using flame graph. Flame graph is still a pretty good tool to analyze the performance. But if you are not that, if you maybe if you're confused on using flame graph, then you can just go straight to this layer chat. Okay, so what we're going to do is here. So we want to know why this week calendar is quite slow to render. It took 227 milliseconds south time. That's only for the south time, so it's quite slow to render, right? So let's go here. So this component is quite slow to render. Okay, tell me why it is slow. The problem is whenever we click or open an event detail, this component, which is slow, renders. Right? It renders. So I've been thinking, why it got re-rendered that component? Why something like, is the event dialog cannot be isolated? The render? Let's see. I don't know. But yeah, that's just my observation. So let's see here. While waiting, by the way, let's go to the component stub, because this will take time for the agent to analyze, right? So let's go to component stub, and component stub is, so for the profiler, you use this one to profile, okay, to check the performance bottleneck. For the component stub, you're going to use this to debug your components. Let's say your component hierarchies, the information of your components like the props, the hooks, and the React tree, and then the source. Okay, and that's it. If you want to know the implementations, you need to go to your source codes. But with Redev, with this AI chat, we don't need it, because Redev bridges the gap between the source codes implementation and your data here, your Fiverr data and also your provider data. So let's see. So tell me about this week calendar. Okay, tell me about, let's say, its implementation, its orientation, something like, let's say, how it gets implemented. I want to help me to know more about this component. So it will basically process. While waiting, let's go back to the profiler, and then there you go. So what the profile shows, the event dialog is not the expensive part. Okay, the expensive update is the entire week calendar. Yeah, just like I said. See here that the expensive is indeed the week calendar. Commit 1, commit 6, yes, commit 1, commit 6, meaning the data is properly mapped. Shows this. All right, quite slow. Let effect work negligible on these commits. Okay, recorded evidence says the week calendar hook change. Okay, so there's an update on the hook of the week calendar. The recorded later was week calendar itself, and then this component could change. The interaction click was followed by roughly, okay, 233 re-render of the week calendar. The profiler, okay. So because selected event belongs to week calendar, opening or closing the dialog necessarily invokes the week calendar again. Okay, so meaning the state that is defined inside this week calendar, and this is the state that is used to open that event dialog. So that's basically the reason why that week calendar gets rendered. Okay, the generated events. Okay. So can dialog update be isolated? Okay. The best supported fix is move the expensive part, keep the lightweight wrapper, pass the stable props. Okay. So meaning we need to move the expensive to other component, and then just put the state here. Okay, that's good. I think that's a good recommendation. Okay, but let's say how about maybe let's just isolate the state for the event. Yeah, because we can move. I think, yeah, I mean, I like this recommendations, but I'm also thinking maybe we can isolate that one. The state, if the state is for the event details, then isolate it there. We don't need to put that one in the parent, right? Okay, so let's say create me a prompt. Give me a prompt for this so that I can share it to my agent. Because Rita doesn't have an access to the file system, so it doesn't have an edit capability. So meaning we're going to ask a prompt here and then paste it to our agentic tool, like Codex. We're going to use Codex. It also doesn't have a read access, but it can still read the source code's implementations. The way it handles is the way it handles is through the bundle file. Okay, so if you go here in the components tab, you can see here the source. The source points to the bundle file. Okay, if the bundle file has the source map enabled, so that URL will be embedded to that bundle file, you can use that source map URL. That link. You can use that one to get the source maps, which the source maps includes the original content. So that's how it gets the source code implementation. Okay, so it doesn't have an access to the file system, both edit and read. For the source codes, it uses the source maps, as long as the source map is enabled, which mainly for your developer server, it's enabled. So yeah, it bridges that gap between the Fiber data and also the source. Those data are used by the agents, which is quite cool. So here, you can just copy this. Where is it? There you go. So it already gives us there's a formatting issue here, but we can just copy that. We already copied it, and then paste it here. And then let's wait for the Codex. We use Codex to implement that. It's here. Let's review it. So it says here, optimize the event details direction in the React calendar by isolating its state from the calendar. And then as you can see here in the prompt, it includes some timestamp, includes some durations, which is good thing. So that would be good thing for our agentic tool, because if you use your, let's say, Codex or Cloud Code in your repo, obviously it only has an access to your source codes. But with Redub, because it has an access to the actual data, to the durations, to the input events, to the timings, to the timestamps, then we can add that one to the prompt and then use that, pass it here. So your model already has an idea about the actual or the runtime informations, right? Which is quite good. It could be very helpful for the agent. Okay, so so it says optimize here, measure React provider evidence. Okay, as you can see there's information that's I'm trying to say. We can add some output data to our prompt and then pass it to our agent. It could be quite helpful. Current pattern, please refactor this so opening or closing the event details down does not update state owned by week calendar. So it some preferred implementations, and going to do is the Codex will basically use that information to improve the performance. Let's say here, wait, let's just wait for that. And then let's go back here, by the way. So while waiting for that improvement, let's go here, their components tab, and then there you go. So we asked a while ago, tell me about this week calendar, let's say how it gets implemented, help you to know more about this component. And then there you have it. This is the information that the agent gave us. So the week calendar overview, week calendar is the application main component, of course. Provide this local state, because it has an access, knows the source code, so it uses those information. Agent uses that information to give us the overview, which is Vali does. So we don't need your tool to get some overview about components. You can just go use Redub, do it here, as long that you have a Codex subscription. Okay, and so this is basically gives you a new experience on how to, new experience on knowing the components tree of your applications. Okay. you don't know this prop, let's say if you go here, don't know what hook is this, something like that, you can basically ask this information, okay? Here, without going to your agent, just like I said. Quick navigation, also define this. So yeah, so there you have it. So that's something. This is one of the benefits that we can get using the AA chat component stuff. So instead of just getting this information very limiting, you can use AA chat to get more informations. So let's go back to the, let's go back here. It's already get yeah, let's test it. The implementation is finished, and let's try it again. Let's check. Works. Okay, it works. More regressions. Let's go to the performance. Let's see here. There you go. This is now quite fast. Let me commit this. Update port. Okay, and then stash it. Git stash save. Let's save it again. It's running on the port 4000. Check the performance again. Quite slow, right? And then stash it. And then just pop the changes. And now changes for that optimization are already here. Then reload it again. And then go. See? It's quite fast compared to the existing. Cool. So yeah, so there you have it.